Hello, everyone. How we doing? Hope you're having a good day so far. Welcome to Tinfoil Wednesday. I'm sorry that I didn't get to see you yesterday, but I had to work. So, welcome. Hope you had a good long weekend if you're from the States like me. I know I did. It was nice. Had some s'mores, a campfire. It was good. We're also on a hype train. Let's see what's going on there. Let me fix the chat box real quick. It's a little screwed up. There we go. Perfect. Let's see what I missed in chat before we get into the foil. Ah, boy. Screaming at the radio, thanks for 56 months. Dillis Filler says, I had a dream I met Madonna, but she turned out to be a drag queen hired as a decoy, which is the gayest thing that's happened to me lately. That sounds plausible enough. Phoenix2250 with a 5-stream streak says 5 by 5. Amalgamane with a 5-stream streak says bingo, 5 in a row for streams watched. Very nice. Lion Lazily, thanks for 51 months, says 51 great months of looking at crazy people under glass. Just don't tap it. It irritates them. Alted Undying says, hey Hannah, look what I got. It was released for video store employees to wear to promote a VHS release. Oh, hell yeah, Nightbreed jacket. That's awesome. Let's see what else. Alted Undying with a 20-stream streak says, woohoo, 20-stream streak. H. Baird, thanks for 65 months. Much appreciated. 68% to level 1 on the hype train. If you want to help out the hype train and support the channel, you can always use bits or gift subs or become a subscriber yourself and get rid of those pesky Twitch ads. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Also, hype the video if you can. And if you want to support the stream, you can always do so using Super Chats or YouTube memberships. All right, we got that all out of the way. Cool beans. Get your bingo cards ready. We are going to play bingo today if that's something you'd like to do. And I think that's all of our housekeeping. We can jump right into some of these videos. Let's see what we want to start with. I know I have some Tartarian tours, but I don't know if I want to start with that necessarily. I know I have a fewer short things. Let me see what I have out of that. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. Appreciate ya. I know what we're gonna watch first. You've probably seen this before. I didn't realize it was from this guy, though. Ed Citron, the guy or Ed Citronelli, rather, the guy that we've been watching the exorcisms of. You know, he's got all the crutches and stuff on his wall. He's the guy who did the exorcism of the sex demon lady. I didn't know this clip was from him, but it's quite famous. Dan with 9 months. Thank you very much. That's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Formless Void Jr. Carpcosian with a 35 stream streak says, I'm being waylaid by a cat. The others lurk in the darkness of the corridor. If he gets his way, I'll trip and fall, perhaps breaking my neck. I, however, know his game and will avoid it. Good luck out there. Phoenix with 44 months says, must banish ads. Thank you. From Atlanta? I thought he was in New York. I could be wrong, though.
Look that demo. Look, oral sex demo.
You know, it's an interesting choice improv-wise. Do you think he was happy about that? Will there be more fake exorcisms today? I think this is the only one I pulled up. Did he say oral sex demon? Yeah. Why not?
Look that demo. Look, oral sex demo. You see oral sex?
Oral sex demon.
Look, oral sex. Look. You
get those lips over those teeth, girl. Oh my god, you're gonna scrape that demon's dick like crazy.
You oral sex. Use oral sex. Let that sperm of that man out. Out, you demo. Out. Let go. Let go.
Delivered me 2 Sundays back. Then a demon came with his penis and put it in my mouth. And then he came again and he slept.
Are demon penises barbed like cats, or is it like a weird thing where it divides into 4 like echidnas?
With me last week, and I told the pastor that I need deliverance again, and since then my private part has been itching.
It's been itching?
Yes.
Get! Who are you? Who are you?
When's the last time you drank some cranberry juice?
Who are you? Who are you? Speak! Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Look at that demon! 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 Who are you? Who are you? Speak! Speak out! Who are you? Who are you? Jesus' name. You demon can help you. Yeah?
Wait, she got back up? Did she? What's that cut? Did she get back up and restart demoning? The demon had a second wind. Overthought says, ready for some tinfoil tomfoolery to distance me from my bum foot and ankle. Looks like we're off to a good start. I got some good stuff today. Minute left on the hype train.
Come on from the private part. You in her private part. Demon in the private part. Watch what happens.
I'm sorry. Are you gonna spray her crotch with holy water? All right. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. H-Bird says everyone knows the demons have a cloaca. That makes the most sense. It's efficient. It's the most efficient orifice.
Fire! 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 Come out from the private! Come out from the private! Come out from the private!
Annie Kai, thanks for 60 months and getting us over another level of the hype train. How many views does this have? 1 million. This has 1 million views.
From the private! Go! 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 Go!
Lilac Rosenberg says ghoul maxing.
This
Oh, I've seen these. I actually looked into these when I was doing the MedBed video because I was looking at old scam medical projects.
this is a 1920s radium water bottle. It's called the Revigorator. There is radium ore inside this, inside the clay. But it's interesting because they were healing people with this right here. And this thing is just mammoth. Like, it's really, it's a challenge to hold this right now. So watch this. Ready? You can hear that. Right there. So that is as radioactive as it gets. That's at 45 up to 90. You guys can see that water right there? So this is radioactive water. And now the government would tell you this is dangerous if you do this.
Oh no! So I saw someone on Reddit who collects these and other like radioactive stuff, but not like a crazy person. Like they collect it as like, oh, interesting historical bullshit. Don't drink this like it's a real thing. Sir, no. Just because they did it back then doesn't make it good. It's bad. This is bad. We've covered this guy before, too. He doesn't think nuclear weapons are real.
Yeah, you've been duped. That's what it is. I have gone on this whole journey.
Just because you don't drop dead immediately doesn't mean you're not increasing your risk of cancer, you fool!
Understanding that we have been lied to about the benefits of radium. And it's interesting because when you drink a little bit of radium water, what happens is you feel real calm, you feel real zen, you feel real focused in, and the
Sir, that's the placebo effect.
world is just a peaceful place. So think about that.
Oh my god, people are horrifying. Everything humans do is just the scariest thing. Free will is a mistake. Consciousness was a mistake. Evolutionary dead end. No more consciousness. We clearly can't be responsible with it. Where was the video we were watching? Sorry, I'm looking for it again. Not quite that one. There we go. 44% to level 5. Let's see what I missed in chat. Peeplord with 69 bits says, guess where Peeplord is right now? That's right, the U.S. District of Honolulu men's room, poopin'. Igor Lytyevchik is barred from visiting beaches in Hawaii and being near marine life. His travel is restricted to West Washington or Oahu for court. Also $25K bond. He elected to have a magistrate judge. I don't know what that means yet. Gotta Google. Also, he's a naturalized U.S. citizen and barely has an accent. I don't know who that is. You're gonna have to let me know. Unstable Deadbeat says, I mean, I can kind of understand that. They're getting the benefits of both people searching demon exorcism and those searching oral sex. Bound to drive a lot of views. True, sex sells. Jason Proxy says, Timu Ed Norton says shilling scamming on the card. Also, this is how you get a Darwin Award. Dr. Worm, thanks for 58 months. And Jimbo with a 7-stream streak says, free will is an illusion. Did determinism make you say that? Anyway, hey Nemesaur, how's it going? Orion with a super chat of $5 says, girl, look at that demon girl. Look at that demons girl. I'm casting out demons and I'm not afraid to show it. I'm Hexy and I know it. God damn it. Minute left of the hype train.
What is your name?
Rosamond.
Russman.
Yeah, I don't think we have shilling. He wasn't promoting anything in that moment. If he shills at the end of this, sure, but he hasn't shilled anything yet, so no, not on the bingo.
Rosamond Daniel.
Rosamond Daniel. What happened to you today?
So you delivered me today, and then when I went to the bathroom, I think 15 minutes later, some white stuff came out with the blood after you sprayed.
What?
Oh, come on.
Peeplord with 100 bits says, Igor's the dude who threw that rock at Lonnie the monk seal.
Somebody, after I spray with the water, after I spray, something came out white. Put your hands together. Hallelujah.
So are we supposed to assume that the demon's semen was like stuck inside of her somehow? And it didn't come out until the exorcism? That's not how cum works. That's not how cum works. It doesn't just stay up there. Whatever.
May your healing and deliverance be permanent in Jesus' name. Come on and give the glory to Jesus.
Okay, moving on. Let's do some of these Tartarian tours, shall we? I don't know how long we'll get in any of these. Some might be more interesting than others, but usually it's someone who believes in Tartaria, that conspiracy theory that an ancient civilization built all of our buildings and we just found them. So Tartaria on the bingo card automatically for this. Tartaria. Let's check it out. Star Elf says, my streak message went away, but Charles Darwin once ate many of the animals he studied. At Cambridge, he belonged to a student dining club called the Glutton Club, whose members try eating unusual animals. Later, during the voyage of the Beagle, Darwin tasted things like armadillo, puma, rhea iguana, and giant tortoise. The especially odd part, he reportedly enjoyed some of them. I mean, you'd think he'd stop if he hated it. Peeplord with 40 bits says, demons come, glue confirmed. True. Oh, and before we start this video, I did get one more P.O. Box package before it closed. So the person who sent this, thank you very much. They sent me I think this is, I don't even know, is this, one sec, let me look. Yeah, this is a 4K copy of The Fall from Tarsum. Thank you to the person who sent this, much appreciated. Also, lots of stickers and buttons and stuff. I really appreciate that. That was the last P.O. Box package. So thank you to the kind person who sent that. That's the last P.O. Box package for quite a while, unless I decide to open it. So, cool beans. Generty with a 15-stream streak says, I'd make a joke, but my health and a British heatwave seem to be on a mission to melt me alive. On the plus side, I've discovered keeping Coke Zeros in a fridge before you serve them is good in hot weather. I mean, probably healthier to not drink them to begin with immediately. They're always better in a fridge or something. I don't want lukewarm soda. I'll count that as Hannah Mentions Blu-ray. As a little treat. It really technically shouldn't count, but I'll count it to be nice. All right. Tartaria tour time.
Guys, gonna go live for a few minutes. This is not the final destination, but this is a destination that I found that is, I just feel inspired right now, so I'm gonna show you some stuff.
Did he say he feels a vibe right now?
I just feel inspired right now. So
Inspired right now. Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna show you some stuff. I was just doing this in my story. My friend actually lives here, so the inside of this building is beautiful. Put the detail over here. You got the big door, things at the top. But what really caught my eye was this other one over here. I'm in New York City. This is Harlem. This is West Harlem. I'm like 158th or 159th. Look at this. Let me cross the street for a second. All right.
People from New York being into Tartaria confuses me a lot. Because, like, I guess I always pictured a lot of the Tartaria people as people from very rural areas in the middle of the country that don't necessarily have a lot of skyscrapers or larger buildings outside of just, like, single or double level residential or, like, business property. Someone from New York who regularly sees buildings under construction and would have had to throughout their life, not understanding that we have the capability of building large, complex pieces of architecture. It's very weird to me, but, you know, crazy doesn't discriminate, I guess, so.
Here's a better view. Look at this. Total mud flood. Yeah, mud flood memes. Mud flood gang. Look at that.
Mud flood gang.
This is a big fucking, totally mud flooded. This is a huge, look at that. Fucking hill. So I forgot the name of it. It's a hill. It's a mud flood hill. And it goes deep down there and goes to the river. But look at this. I want to take a look at this. What about that TikTok song? Now look at this. Look at that.
That sure is architecture, sir.
Old worldage.
You know that's like a specific kind of architecture too, right? Like there isn't any kind of architecture that's just called old world architecture. That's like way too broad of a term. It's almost like when creationists use the term kinds to describe animals. Like that's not a thing. The fact that you are using that as a descriptor tells me you don't know very much about it. Otherwise, you would be able to make further distinctions between these pieces of architecture other than not modern. Right? And you're not using any specific criteria anyway. It's pretty much just vibes, red brick buildings, spires, and architectural features that are primarily there for aesthetic purpose that we usually eschew these days for capitalist reasons. Tartaria on the card? Yes, we actually already had Tartaria, and now I'm going to add doesn't understand architecture and ancient wisdom.
And on my way to Armory, actually, but this building's kind of catching my eye. Let's go over here. Be out soon, sorry.
No satanic? I don't think we've had satanic yet. Oh, wait, duh. Demons and stuff from the first video. Of course that's considered satanic. Sorry, the faith healing stuff like that is so divorced from, like... Sorry, it's so divorced from the kind of Christianity I grew up with, I sometimes forget, like, oh yeah, they're doing that because of Satan, the biblical character. Sorry.
And while we're waiting for the light, look at that.
Benekagami says never underestimate the power of human need for belonging, mental illness, and stupidity. Look on how many people adopt the battered wife mentality and become pick-me's rather than just accept the people in charge are evil and need to be opposed.
Windows on the floor alert. Windows on the fucking floor. Why build half a fucking window? Look at that window compared to that window. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, the Grineal, that's what that building is called. Let's look at this building. Building gang.
Building gang. We're architecture
Oh,
maxing.
this is a nice house. It's got like Chinese architecture around it. I don't know if it's Tartarian though. Do you think it does? What do you guys think? What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm pretty sure that roof is more Japanese in style than Chinese. But whatever. There's also cherry blossoms outside of the building, which is more of a Japan thing. Did I watch Stargate Atlantis yet? Not yet.
Alright, going down Mud Flood Lane. Look at that. Look at that
Yeah,
door.
they're skateboarding.
That door is a mud flood door.
Which door? That one over there?
Mud flood door.
Why is it a mud flood door? This doesn't even look like an old building. This looks like it was built in, like, the 70s at the latest. Like, this does not look like an old building. I would even say maybe, like, the 90s. I don't know precisely just looking at it, but this is not a very old building, I don't think.
I don't know. There's so many. So many. Yeah, let me go back this way. I know there's a lot. Oh, fuck it. You know, let me go this way. And then around. Sorry for the poor connection. Look at these boarded up windows. Boarded
Those are called basements.
up. They didn't even try to make them windows. They just boarded them with wood. Wooden windows.
Right, so back in the day, before electric lighting, people would have basement windows to let in natural light. And also back in the day when people had coal furnaces, they would have things that would be coal chutes, where the person that was delivering coal to their house would actually put a ramp basically through the chute and just deliver all your coal. So usually windows like this that have been boarded up are one of the two. They used to be windows that provided natural light, but now since we have electric lights, they don't want them anymore, so they board them up. Or they're former coal chutes.
Windows. More screened windows.
You once knew someone with an old house that had a coal bunker. It looked like a prison cell.
A brick cemented up windows. We got some cement windows. Look at that.
Again, same thing.
Oh, look at that.
It's just interesting to me that these people can walk around the world and see things entirely differently because their frame of reference is entirely warped by the conspiracies they believe in. It's almost like a special overlay that they have over the world that allows it to fit into the narratives they've already accepted. It's interesting. The basement thing confuses me a lot, by the way, as someone from Michigan. In Michigan, so many people have basements. They're incredibly common. Every house I've lived in my entire life, except for the trailer park, that was like the first house I lived in, has had a basement. They're so normal to me. I see them everywhere. It's so interesting that these people seem to just not understand basements.
Wooden windows. More wooden windows. And it is a beautiful day out here. The cemetery right there, and look at this. I don't know if we can see it through the trees, but maybe let me try it.
Oh, we're at a cemetery. Are we gonna... We're gonna look at Tartaria stuff? We're top of a bunch of dead people? Okay, that's normal.
You know, with a grave, supposedly.
Oh, he doesn't even think they're graves. Hold on, what the fuck does he think this is?
It's totally old, but...
Stone Corbell says, this guy's research method is just skateboard around town going, look at this, quite rigorous. I mean, I can't even skateboard, so he's ahead of me.
Okay, we'll get a good view. I don't know if I can go in this cemetery. A lot of times it's closed, but maybe I can go. But yo, okay, I got a perfect view of this thing. I want to show you guys. Right here. Looks totally old world, total Tartarian. Look at this.
I always wonder when I'm like at the store or out in public or at my job, how many conspiracy theorists are around me on a regular basis? Like people who believe this kind of stuff. I wish I had like, you know, the sword from Lord of the Rings that lights up when orcs are nearby? That, but for wackos.
I want to get a zoom lens for my phone so I can easily do these and zoom in. My camera's got
What do I do for work? I'm not going to tell people on the internet where I work.
a really good
That's where I work.
zoom. It's not like super HD, but I mean, look at this. This is really, like, you never see a grave like this. This is a fucking grave.
Yes. Uh-huh. Some graves have much larger, I don't know what to call it, monuments. Like, typically people will have, like, a headstone or something like that. But yeah, some people get big statues. Their family pays for it.
A grave,
Or they pay for it.
you know, with a
Or they
grave,
did something famous and some group of people pay for it.
supposedly. Alright, look at this top. Is that some kind of chimney? September. Like, I'd seen other videos, but that was the one that most comprehensively explained it. So, highly recommend that.
Alright, enough of him. Let's see what else we have.
All right, I'm in Provo, Utah, at about 100.
As for the mass public, 73% of Americans believe that conspiracy theories are currently out of control. 59% agree that people are more than likely to believe conspiracy theories compared to 25 years ago. That doesn't... It tells me what people think. That tells me what people who were sampled for this poll think. But people who believe conspiracy theories don't think they're conspiracy theories? If that makes sense, they just think it's the truth. I don't know. Anyway.
North and 500 east.
It's hard to get self-reporting numbers for conspiracy theorists.
Just kind of ran into this old school built in 1898 when there was somewhere around 6,000 or 7,000 people living in this city. And it looks really Tartarian to me.
I cannot, again, what is Tartarian to them other than anything but modern architecture? Anything but minimalism, basically.
I wanted to show you some of the features around the bottom of it. I mean, look at that. That's about 12 feet high there.
Oh, he thinks the whole thing was a door. This is a big thing for Tartarian believers. They believe in giants historically, and of course there are, even today, people born very large. Gigantism is a condition, but like they think that there were just like giants everywhere and that like old big doors existed for the giants. So he thinks that even the window above this door was part of a larger giant door in the past. Giants on the bingo card for the implication.
I mean, look at that. That's about 12 feet high there. And this is new right here. And this looks like the right type of rock, and that this...
The right type of rock, red. For those that don't know, in particular, they believe that red brick has special properties that allows it to harness energy from the ether. It's part of their free energy belief that goes along with the Tartaria thing. Hidden technologies they don't want you to know about.
Doesn't maybe look original, this type of rock going around the bottom of it. I'll show you around it. Just classic Tartarian style. Maybe
I like every time they're like classic Tartarian style, but it's different from every other building they look at.
has some Moorish attributes to it.
Moorish, that's interesting. He's into the Moorish thing too. That's interesting because I think he's a white guy.
And here's a
Yes.
mudflood window right here, blocked in. And here's
Also known as basement windows.
like a 10-foot door. I just love how this angles down. Doesn't come straight down. It's straight up there, but then it angles out at the bottom. And here's another mudflood building. I mean, another mudflood window. And this is what looks like the original style of stone that was around it.
It's just interesting watching someone who has no expertise in the subject they're trying to talk about bullshit. You can tell he's like looking at things and his brain is coming up with words to say, but it's not like related to any expertise he has. So it's all vibes and aesthetic and his own imagination. How interesting. And he thinks this is expertise. Presumably to him, this is what he thinks, like, historians do? Which is not the case, but I'm assuming if you asked him, like, what do archaeologists do? He probably thinks it's this. You look at an old building, and just whatever thoughts come into your head, you write down, and that's archaeology. Vibes-based conspiracy on the bingo card. Ruth asks, what's a mud flood? Oh boy. So the people who believe in Tartaria believe that the modern world was mostly built by an ancient civilization called Tartaria that was destroyed in what they call a mud flood, wherein a device, a futuristic sci-fi device basically, vibrated all the mud in the world so it turned into liquid, like all the dirt turned into mud, and it all flooded the whole world and covered buildings in mud and covered all traces of the previous civilization until 100 or 200 years ago when people started uncovering it from the mud, and they reset the entire civilization, according to them. So no one knew about them finding it. They brainwashed a bunch of clone children or orphans into believing a bunch of fake history that is, in reality, actual history. But they think it's fake history. It's a whole thing. Just a Peach with a $1 tip says, this guy loves weight distribution and replacement foundation stones.
And it looks like that was chipped out and replaced with this facade, possibly. 9-foot door frame there. Beautiful.
I actually did see that video, James. It was fun. It was interesting.
Here's another mud flood window. It's been blocked in. Again, there might have been windows all over this, and it was, all of this is new, this facade rock, and this is...
Ultra Undying says, when the hemispheres of the brain are separated, if the left hand picks something up and passes it to the right, the person will make up a story for why they have it.
What the types of stones
I don't like brains.
were all the way around the base of it.
Brain and brain. What is brain?
Makes sense to me, being that all those over there are that type of stone. And here's another 10-foot frame and a mud flood window here. Again, with all of this facade rock around the bottom of it. It's been turned into an apartment complex. You can see all of the
Oh,
AC
I'm sure all the residents appreciate you creeping around their homes.
units down here with the rock facade along the bottom. And there's no windows along the bottom on this side that I could see. And no door back here either.
Not much neon talons, pretty much the usual nonsense like you said.
Behind this bush right here. And it looks like they've blocked that all in up there to make room for more apartments, so the balcony may not be usable. Here's another mud flood window right here.
Dillis Filler says, I've heard classic rock, punk rock, hard rock, blues rock. Nowhere have I heard of facade rock.
Blocked in. Bunch of dryer vents, it looks like, coming out with a bunch more AC units. I mean, gosh, must be a lot of...
Damn, Tartarians love to do their laundry.
I think it might be an old folks home apartment. So it has apartments on the inside with no windows on the outside. And here's another mud flood window. And just thinking about it, it must have gone down quite a bit there. Why would you block that in? It's just interesting. And another mud flood window with a dryer vent coming out of it, or some type of vent. And then you got actually a nicer job done on this facade part right here than the rest of it. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Oh, these people. All right. There are some more tours, but we'll hold off and maybe come back to them later. Hey, how's Daniel Pratt doing? Not good.
Good morning, folks. Just checking in. Getting dicey out there, getting dicey. So what do we got? Let's start with the biological warfare, I guess. So they started out with this hantavirus. That has kind of slowly faded off as Ebola is...
It's almost like people were worried about it, but so far things have been okay, which is good news. That's a good thing, Daniel. Do you know that that's a good thing? When we don't have a global pandemic? That's so good. It's almost like it wasn't some secret New World Order plan. It was just a thing that was happening.
Bubbling under the surface. Starting to see it a lot more in the lower headlines on like the Dredge Report and things. Not to the top stories yet. But I imagine once again with the World Cup coming here, timing is everything.
Oh, that's gonna be a shit show, the World Cup.
It's almost like this whole ceasefire
Drudge Report does still exist.
with Iran was just to buy some more time.
I check it sometimes because it was the only news source my dad used to read. I imagine he still does. So I like to see, what is that shitbag reading? That's probably not healthy.
Set things up for Ukraine to attack a college dorm, kill a bunch of girls. So now apparently Russia's going to hammer Kiev's, telling everybody you better get out of Dodge quick.
Does it still look like a 90s website? It does. It looks terrible.
As once again, what is it?
Looks like it's going to give your computer every virus.
Third time's a charm now. Just as peace negotiators land in Qatar to...
Did you say Qatar instead of Qatar?
This whole ceasefire peace negotiations, as Iran keeps going, basically, what negotiations? But it just seems like they're buying time, filling time, moving chessboard pieces.
That's how Qatar is really pronounced? Thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
Could get crazy, folks. Just armor up. We are under spiritual warfare, hot and heavy, daily, from every angle. From the UFO angle, the war angle, the economy angle. So, you know, when that, a few days ago, when the guy supposedly, and I truly don't care whether you think it was real or not, but I know everybody goes to the store. I know everybody's seeing the same prices on everything I'm seeing. Maybe it's just the effect of a society collapsing. And we're going to see.
I am so worried about this guy. If you haven't seen before, this guy works in a mega church that he hates. He hates the leaders of this mega church. He hates the mega church. And he carries a gun with him at work. And all of his videos for years have been how much everything is terrible and bad. And like, yeah, things have been pretty terrible and bad. But I worry about his mental state, considering the context within which he lives his life.
I mean, at least that dude was taking it out on the proper people, as far as I'm concerned. You know, they always get us to take it out on each other. Conveniently for them. Vengeance is his, and he shall repay, folks. God bless y'all. You're all in my prayers. Try not to forget us and some of yours. We all could certainly use them. I may talk to you again, I may not. We'll see. God bless.
That man's gonna hurt someone. I'm also concerned he's gonna hurt himself. I don't know for sure he would be able to hurt other people. He might hurt himself. Pretty concerned about that.
No.
So hopefully he's able to get some help, but I don't think he will be able to because so much of it is wrapped up in his flat earth beliefs, and he's not going to get any help from someone who doesn't take his belief seriously. So pretty not good. Pretty not good. Who is he? Daniel Pratt? He's a flat earther. We've watched him for years.
All right, guys. This is a doozy today. This thing.
Chemtrails on the bingo card. Let's get that real quick.
This is a wild one for you. Okay. Now, I'm just going to kind of prep it while we're watching this thing fly. And I know
Nah, we haven't done any CC. He didn't post anything new since the last time we covered him.
everybody's noticing these thick, bright, shiny trails cruising over us, right? Now, what?
This has been covered a million times, but in case you don't know, those are called contrails. They're condensed water. There's nothing nefarious about them. They don't have secret chemicals that are going to harm you. It's literally just something that happens when you fly a plane in certain conditions. It's not intentionally put on there. It's not anything they're spraying. It's just a thing that happens.
Watch this as we get
I don't think Daniel hit any specific spaces now.
closer to the sun. Watch how the hologram or mimic that's projecting an aircraft.
Wait, he doesn't even think the airplane is real? Where does he think the thing's coming from?
Starts to disappear. And look at that. Once it gets
It's in the clouds.
closer to the bright light source, it disappears. We don't
Doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card. Doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card. Man, there's this bright light and nothing can be viewed in that area. Wonder why you can't see the plane.
have a plane there. But there's a lot more going on up there. So if you can't see it right now, please
Pause and give your eyes time to see the faces. Oh no, it's pareidolia. It strikes again.
pause this video and give your eyes time to notice all of the faces. But now, okay, now this is where it gets real good. Look at this. People think this is a shadow, but how could it be a shadow, right? If the sun was 93 million miles away, it's shining. You know what I'm saying, right? Makes
I don't know what you're saying.
no sense. But I'm going to show you how this thing moves. And it does not move like a shadow. Watch this. Whoa! Did you see that?
I don't even know exactly what I'm looking at.
Did you guys see that? We're going to slow this down. Let's watch this blob, right? Okay. First of all, look at the sun. Look how it's not shining through the clouds behind it.
H. Baird says, fun fact, we found out on 9/11 that those contrails help slightly reduce global warming by reflecting more sunlight out into space.
It's shining back on it. But now watch this, you guys.
I knew 9/11 was good for something. Thanks, Al-Qaeda.
Here we go. Look at that. Watch this thing. It's kind of bouncing off the side of it. It's wild, right? Look at that. Let's zoom in and take a closer look. Do you guys see this? I know you all see these shadows all the time, and you're wondering,
Okay, so like I literally see what you're showing me. I don't understand the significance of what you think is implied by what you are showing me, because I think you're applying a lot of internal ideas onto this that didn't actually come from this. They're more internal ideas you're projecting onto vague nonsense.
what the heck is that? How is there a shadow back on the clouds if the sun is 93 million miles away? Well, what if the sun isn't 93 million miles away?
Why do you think that the sun can't make shadows from 93 million miles away? If you go outside and a tree is casting a shadow, or a rock is casting a shadow, or you're casting a shadow that's caused by the light of the sun being obscured by the object, every shadow that is not caused by artificial light is caused by sunlight.
Now let's just watch this thing one last time. Let's just watch it. Isn't it crazy? Do you see it spinning? You can kind of see it spinning very
Or fire.
fast as it's
I
coming
knew there was going to be some pedantic thing. You guys know what I mean.
through. And yeah, I kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's okay. Look at this. We're zoom way in on it. Just kissing what is supposed to be the sun, right? Look at that thing. That's a cool little blob. But wait, by cool, don't be deceived. Cool doesn't mean that it's good. I believe what's happening in our sky is evil. And there's a reason that they've spent billions of dollars over many decades to hide the truth from us. So it's up to us, you guys. It's up to you guys to look closer, analyze everything up there. Not just these trails, but everything. It's real easy if you just start focusing on the sun and why it's not shining through the clouds. You're going to find you might have a lot more questions, but at least you're going to know the truth, right?
Yeah, you seem you're doing great. Yay. Main Captain, thanks for a 10-stream streak.
So, I hope you enjoyed the blob, and I hope you guys have a great Friday. See you later. All right, here we go. We got an actual plane cruising above. You can see it has engines. Now, let's check out this. Yeah, it's a bad mimic of a plane, and we're going to get into
Now this is a real plane. This is a fake plane. Oh, God.
this one. Somehow,
How much time does he spend outside looking at planes, trying to determine if they're real or fake?
it's cruising around without engines. I mean, if it is a glide,
The fact that you can't inherently discern them from this picture doesn't mean it doesn't have them. The plane is clearly further away, and the image is not clear in the least.
how's it making trails, right? Okay, right. Now look at the tail. Pay attention to the wings, whatever they're supposed to be. As we start moving here, you're going to see that none of it really makes sense. And the main thing I want you to think about is, how are the
Please don't use that word that way, Felix. I'm gonna purge that. Thank you.
trails being made if there are no engines? To me, that's a little, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense, right? All right, here we go. Let's watch this thing cruise around. Now let's look at this, you guys. See how the sky is basically cut open and
It's not. What?
the stuff is just flowing out? These entities
How does he think he can discern anything from this blurry
are
image?
cruising through the sky at crazy speeds, working together. And they're basically slicing a slit open in the sky.
No, they're not.
But also, too, as we have this filter on here, notice how
That looks to be thermal, but again, I don't know what the original source of this is.
the filter looks the same on the plane as it does on the...
Is it a heat map? It's some kind of filter over it that at minimum is supposed to look like a heat map. I have no evidence that it's actually thermal in any way. In fact, I don't think it is, because the thermal image doesn't make any sense. It's concentrating all the thermal energy in the middle of the plane as opposed to where the engines would be. So I think it's just a filter. I don't think it's actually thermal in any way. That's not what a heat map of a plane would look like.
the trails. It shouldn't be doing that if it was, a big metal aircraft.
You think it's a filter that converts brightness to hue? That would make the most sense. That's definitely what it's doing, because those are the brightest parts of the image, yeah?
It should look the same as the stuff that's flowing out of the trails, right? Just kind of doesn't math again.
Yep, it was just converting the whitest areas into the, quote, hottest areas.
All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in really, really close, and we're going to focus on the trails for a minute. What I want you to do is look for faces, all kinds of just random things. And here we go. All right, look in between the trails.
Okay.
Focus there, maybe pause, zoom in. We're going to zoom in right here.
Okay.
But look at that, you guys. And I want to circle this one because if you can't see it,
Not really? No. No. No.
Help you out a little bit, right? But I believe those to be entities in
Oh, buddy.
between there. Do you see them all? It's not just one. I'm talking thousands and thousands of them. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was probably a huge
Whatever he's got going on in his brain has caused his pareidolia to kick into fucking overdrive.
understatement. Let's use like
His pattern seeking must be absolutely nuts right now, cranked up to the level where he's finding it in everything and nothing. None of it's good information.
billions, maybe even more. All right. You see this here? Now we're just going to go really quick. Feel free to pause, come back, look at these. Because if you don't see it right now, you need to give your brain time to process what you're looking at. Because what I'm showing you is something.
Stare at this random visual noise until you see what I tell you to see. Very solid. There are 4 lights.
Not many other people are. And it's also something that your brain isn't used to looking at. But it's very important that you do get used to looking at it. Because what's happening in our sky seems to only be growing, right? You're seeing more of these in the sky every day. So this is something that we all need to be aware of. You could get a $150 telephoto lens for your phone on Amazon. Pair that with a good tripod. And
Not doing a lot of good for you.
a lot of you are probably much better. Oh, look at that, right? A lot of you are probably much better at editing video than me. And this is something that the whole world deserves to see. This is, this has been going on for decades, right? And it's kind of on us. It's on us to work together because the quote unquote disclosure going on right now is, again, something else to just sidetrack us from the truth. And the truth is right there above us. Again, $150 telephoto lens on Amazon. It's like 20 to 60x zoom. That's all you need. That with a good tripod. Please show me your photos. I know you guys are starting to notice more and more every day that these are not actually planes. Show them to me. I want to see them. If you need help with anything, I'm here for you. I care about all of you very, very much. So, again, let's work together. Please share this around. They're burying me on TikTok right now. Obviously, kind of makes sense, right? But that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a great day.
Hey, Frayline.
Stay positive and question everything.
Oh boy. I hope he gets some help because he is seeing patterns in absolutely everything. My goodness. Let's see what's next. Let's try this one. This is from They Live Truth, formerly Russian Vids. This is them trying to debunk Dearth and Jake the Asshole, formerly now Jake the Awake. They're all flat earthers, but they have differing opinions on flat earth stuff. Real quick though, Altered Undying with 40 bits says, this is the Star Trek reference my brain made. It's pretty good. Yeah, you got, like, the time bends. I remember that episode.
After uploading my video on the Flat Earth debate between Joe Rogan and Hollywood writer, director, and producer Roger Avery, the number one question I was asked in the comment section by Globers and Flat Earthers alike was this image I showed.
Oh, Flat Earth on the bingo card, of course, by the way. Flat Earth.
is how the local sun works on the flat earth model underneath the firmament or the dome, and obviously not 93 million miles away. And I explain
Obviously, because he feels it very strongly.
how the sun doesn't actually set. It's just due to perspective, just like these streetlights. They're all obviously the same height, but in the distance, due to perspective, the further you go down the line, it looks like, it appears that they're getting lower. And that's exactly how the sun works. It's not actually getting lower. It's due to how the human eye works.
No, it's because the Earth is rotating. So the Earth faces away from the sun sometimes, and from our perspective, it looks like the sun is setting.
And again, there's a lot of people that are confused on this topic, even flat earthers, and I'll explain it in detail. But first off, let's listen to this disinfo agent, as we see here, Fake Jake, as I pointed out before.
I love when conspiracy theorists claim other conspiracy theorists are plants from the government and they're not real conspiracy theorists.
And I'll get into Dumpster Dave, Wimpy Weiss later on. But first off, let's listen to Fake Jake try to explain away the shrinking sun.
Here's a question. Have you ever seen the sun shrink into a dot? Yeah. Oh, wait, you mean in real life? No. So I'm in the desert. I'm in Nevada, about 100 miles outside of Las Vegas.
This is going to be a glare filter issue. A lot of flat earthers do this. They think that all of the glare they're seeing from the sun is the sun. They don't understand that it's not all the physical object, the sun. It's a lot of glare and rays and stuff that they're seeing. So as soon as the sun dips under the horizon, the glare shrinks immediately because you're no longer in range of the optical effect. So it appears as though it shrinks to some extent because all of a sudden the glare disappears.
And I've never seen the sun shrink in.
And flat earthers will use that to say that the sun gets further away, it does not dip below the horizon.
Into a dot.
They're wrong.
In my entire life.
Now let's take a look here at Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. David Weiss, in his video presentation, always pushing disinfo, where it says here, if Earth was flat, wouldn't the sun shrink to a dot? Spoiler, no. And by this point, people in the flat earth community should understand he's nothing but a disinfo agent, just like Fake Jake.
I mean, he is a grifter. I think he probably believes all this stuff, but he has made a ridiculous amount of money. I think he's the person that's probably actually made the most money in the modern flat earth movement. His Flat Earth Clock app has a lot of purchases. He's made, last I checked, over $500,000 on it. Over $600,000 last I checked.
And here you see him from a previous presentation where he's pushing extra lands beyond the ice wall of Antarctica with zero evidence. Constantly pushing this.
A flat earther complaining another flat earther doesn't have evidence for their claim is interesting.
Disinfo, and obviously, like I stated before, it goes against the biblical flat earth. Obviously, as you see here, like the Bible says, there are ends to the earth. And he's pushing a perverted version of flat earth.
His flat earth isn't biblical enough, of course. Ancient wisdom on the bingo card. We already got it.
And let's take a look here, once again, where he states where there's no shrinking sun. It doesn't go into a dot in this garbage presentation that you're going to see here. Take a look. And as always, he doesn't actually do any video commentary. He uses some AI voice. But this ball, and this ball here, representing two suns, you know, they're basically only 5 feet apart, and basically showing how the sun doesn't actually shrink. It's based on perspective and angles, and I'm going to prove that wrong without a shadow of a doubt. Let's get right.
Angular size is a thing, but that's not what's happening when the sun goes away at night. I can't believe we're having to talk about this. I feel like I'm talking to a toddler. When the sun goes to bed at night, it doesn't go far away. It just goes on the other side of the planet, because the planet's turning.
Right to it. First off, let's...
Have we marked sky as fake yet? I don't think we have. Did that guy in the previous video say something about the sky being fake? Because I know I had someone pulled up today that said something about that.
Let's take a look at this working model of the sun.
Yeah, accidentally based for saying the AI sucks. Agreed. Accidentally based. And uses AI, because the other guy's about to use AI. He said the phrase was the plane was tearing the sky. Okay, no then.
Over the flat Earth. And as you see, it's moving between the Tropic of Cancer.
Green guy with the $1 tip says, I love how you claim to be a millennial, yet you are a landlord. Did I miss any other tips? I did not. Cool.
In the Tropic of Capricorn in the equatorial region. Now, I need to explain this for anybody that's new to my channel as far as how the sun works. I'm going to move the cursor around so people understand. It's all about where you're located on the flat Earth. So say, for example, you're in the central region of Africa. The sun is going to set right overhead. I'm going to demonstrate this so it's very clear, crystal clear, for everybody to understand. And of course, Ecuador, the country of Ecuador in South America, the sun going right overhead. And when you get to the United States, that does not happen. You see the sun setting at an angle. Doesn't go directly over the United States. So come back around over Australia, specifically Darwin. And now it's coming over India. So you have this aspect. I'm going to show a clip from India. It's very relevant here.
Yeah, we can go over the bingo after this.
Where the sun is right above India. And of course, like I mentioned, going right above Central Africa. It's all going to make sense. Also, I should mention as well Dubai. And let's get right to it. Again, how the sun will be shrinking depending on where you're located on the flat Earth. Let's get right to it with this footage from Dubai. Let's take a look at what we see here. Kind of zoomed in here in this video footage, but you're going to clearly see the sun setting. I'm playing this slowly, where the sun is larger, and as it sets right at the horizon.
Yeah, that's the glare. You're seeing the glare stop. That's an optical effect. It's not a real thing that's happening.
It's shrinking into a dot.
You're seeing the glare go away. If you shot the whole thing with a polarized lens that had a filter for glare, you would see the sun as the same size the entire time.
Okay, I'm going to play this video at full speed. You see,
hey, Mr. Duck Sauce.
The sun, again, it doesn't actually set. It's due to perspective. Definitely.
It literally does, though.
Gets smaller as it reaches the horizon.
No, the optical effect stops.
I have to really emphasize here, getting back here. It's going directly overhead. It's not at an angle. Let's play this clip at normal speed, and you're going to see it once again shrink.
Right, so that's not shrinking. I'll go back so you can see it frame by frame. All right, so we have a bunch of glare because we have a lot of sunlight pouring through the atmosphere. As the sun starts to dip, boom, the glare goes away. You can now see the actual size of the sun, right? And the size remains consistent the rest of the way down. It just disappears under the horizon.
Into the distance as a dot and disappear. And this video clip from Dubai is extremely important. Not only does it debunk Fake Jake and Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole David Weiss, it completely destroys the globe. There's no...
It does not. You are misinterpreting this clip terribly.
No way that you can have a shrinking sun with a supposed 93 million miles away. It cannot happen. The size...
It does happen every day.
The sun would not change. This video is huge to show to anybody that believes in the globe. Show your teacher. Show any scientist.
Any scientist. So I can go find a food scientist and be like, look at this.
Have them attempt to debunk what I'm presenting.
You don't need a scientist. I'm a dumb bitch on the internet wearing a stupid costume. It's not that difficult.
There's absolutely nothing they can say. There's nothing they can do to debunk what I'm presenting.
Kinda sounds like you don't consider this claim falsifiable, which isn't a good place to be.
This proves without a shadow of a doubt, once again, the sun is not 93 million miles away in deep space. It's a localized sun. Now, as far as India is concerned, like I showed earlier on the flat Earth model, the true flat Earth model, the AE map, let's take a look here. And specifically, South India, obviously closer to the equatorial region. As we zoom in, let's take a look at what we see. One specific location I'm going to show in the video of a time lapse of the sunset, and it's from here, the Kannur Lighthouse. Once again, from the southern region of India. Let's zoom out here. So again, this is very relevant to understand how the sun works on the flat Earth. And due to your location on the flat Earth, you're going to see the sunset differently, of course. And again, as the sun circles, it's going away from you. Not like the United States, where it circles back around. And specifically how it doesn't set away and shrink as a dot if you're, say, in Northern California, Nevada, like Fake Jake was. And to show that just one last time, just for reference, not going over the United States, passing by at an angle. Now let's take a look at the
Convenient that you can't see it in the United States, according to him.
Kannur Lighthouse location in southern India and how the sun is setting.
It wouldn't make a difference either, by the way, right? Because you'd still be seeing it. You can still see the sun in the United States, so if it was going to get smaller, you'd still see it.
Directly at the
It just doesn't do that.
horizon, again, due to location on the equatorial region. So, Disinfo Dave and Fake Jake.
Do I think Trump is to blame for this trend of calling people you don't like cringy nicknames over and over? Donald Trump did not invent ad hominem attacks, but yeah, he probably legitimized them publicly more than is acceptable.
100% debunked. And something else to show here besides the shrinking sun at the horizon as it so-called sets is take a look at this boat here. As you see it moving from left to right, obviously it's not going to shrink. It's not like the sun going in the distance. Obviously, if this boat was going towards the horizon, it would get smaller. This is so very basic and so very simple. And for Fake Jake and Dumpster Dave not to understand something so very simple, it's beyond me.
The thing you're showing literally debunks you.
And more of the same, more examples of the sun setting due to location here in Dubai and definitely shrinking in the distance. Here's a little bit of a slow motion of the same video in a close-up. Obviously shrinking. Here's another angle from Dubai, and obviously the sun is shrinking in the distance. There's no debate. There's no dispute. This happens. And I'm going to really emphasize, it depends where you're located on the flat Earth, obviously. And this will definitely put this to rest, as there is no debate how the sun
And no one ever disagreed with them again.
works on the flat Earth model. And obviously, the sun cannot shrink in the distance if we live in a globe. With the sun 93 million miles away, that's impossible. The size of the sun should never change due to distance. That great distance of 93 million miles away, it should remain the same size. And here's a vantage point from Central Africa, once again, with the sunset and obviously the sun shrinking to the size of
I like that he cherry picks the ones without glare filters
the
specifically.
dot.
Like, does he know that's what he's doing?
Again, more of the same here. Now I'm going to show a vantage point from off the coast of California and San Francisco, as I shown before. This is because the sun is moving left to right, just like that boat. It's not going to change size. It's going to remain the same size Again, because it's moving left to right. It's so very, very simple.
Why does it go down then? If it's moving left to right, why is it going down?
To understand, once you know what you're looking at, and once you understand the biblical flat earth model, and there's many examples of the truth of God's created world, and there's people out there also, they're going to ask certain questions, I know, after this video is uploaded, such as this: what about star trails? Very easy to explain. When people believe how southern and northern star trails are different, it's very easy to understand this. Once you understand perspective, once again, once you understand where you're standing, the direction you're filming, as you can see from this one website, with so-called Northern Hemisphere star trails.
The so-called Northern Hemisphere.
Again, depending where you're standing, where you're looking, they're going to appear to go in a certain direction. It's so very easy to understand once you know what you're looking at. The same goes with so-called Southern Hemisphere star trails. The same exact thing. You see here? So very easy to understand. All these concepts of how things work on the flat earth. And that gets into the bogus globe model, as you see here. They say the oldest globe model that
He called it bogus, so you know it's true.
that exists was created between 1490 and 1492. So people ask on the globe side of things, well, how do you explain eclipses on a flat earth? What these people don't understand, before the globe...
He knows that it says surviving globe, right? That doesn't mean it was the first globe to ever exist. It's the oldest surviving globe. They had globes before that.
was contrived, they were predicting eclipses thousands of years before the globe model. So in the end, when it comes down to it, it's very important to understand the biblical
He's almost done, duck sauce.
flat earth. And for those that deny what God created for you, shame on you. You so-called Bible believers, you believe man's word before the word of God. And it's an insult.
How do you know it's the word of God? Did a man tell you that?
To take the word of man, and it clearly states in the Bible, in Genesis,
Oh, that's cool. Who wrote the Bible? Oh, men? That's kind of weird that you feel the way you do then.
how God created the firmament, which is firm, and how the sun and the moon are underneath. As you can clearly see here, two great lights that were set in the firmament. So make no mistake about it. Once again, if you deny God's creation and his word, then you are going with man's word, which is anti-biblical. And if you're not a Bible believer, by observation alone, you can clearly see here, this sun is not 93 million miles away, shrinking as a dot. Case closed. The earth is flat. It's immovable like the Bible states. With all these Bible verses I showed in the past, and anyways, when it comes to star circles, this would not work on an earth that's supposedly zipping through space at over 500,000 miles an hour.
It does.
These star trails would just be a big blur in the sky.
Nope.
This is the
We're all part of the Milky Way galaxy. We're all kind of moving together.
stationary earth we're living on, and this is the wheel in the sky that keeps on turning, just like the lyrics from the music band Journey from back in the
The music band Journey.
80s.
No, don't play. At least play Don't Stop Believin'. What the fuck? Okay. Let's go over the bingo card real quick. We're also halfway through the stream. If you like the stream and want to help support its continuance, you can always become a member on YouTube or use Super Chats. On Twitch, you can use subs, gift subs, or bits. Let's see what is on the bingo card. Tartaria, chemtrails, satanic, doesn't understand architecture, Hannah mentions Blu-rays, giants, accidentally based, vibes-based conspiracy, uses AI, flat earth, doesn't understand how cameras work, and ancient wisdom. That catches us up with the bingo card.
President Trump, thank you for listening.
Sorry, you just get me.
I am the maker of the Star of Jesus, which is a symbol for peace in the Middle East.
Oh, that'll do it. I'm sure we've been having all this conflict for so long. We needed this lady to come in with her keychains and be like, stop murdering. Green guy with a $3 tip says, my wife wants to know what you do, so I'm not gonna tell you what I do. I'm not gonna tell you.
It's the Star of Jesus that will glue the Jew, the Muslim, the Christian together in war to defend the Holy Lands in the last days.
Defend the Holy Land from what?
I have tried to make a crown for Jesus. I want to make jewelry for Jesus and spread it throughout the world as a peace symbol. My name is Calicia Day in Jesus. That's my born-again name. I make these pieces of...
Ryan Cooper with 32 months on YouTube says, can you tell us what you don't? Sure. I am not an IRS agent.
Jewelry that can be sold now that have the star on them that share peace in the Middle East. And I know you're for that. So I ask you to help me become a voice for peace. But I have more than this to ask you. Though I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, we all have family problems. We all have things that we want to understand as to why that the changes have not been made, and if the changes are to be made, how we can help you do it.
That's so interesting. We covered her a couple of years ago. We haven't really checked in on her since, but she's a Trump supporter. She was into sort of QAnon stuff. So that's interesting to me, that she's apparently in a stage where she's recognizing that things aren't going the way she thought they would with Trump in power. So now she's beseeching him. Is something wrong? Is there anything we can do to help? She's trying to process this cognitive dissonance. She's trying to do anything to try and get rid of this feeling that Trump was supposed to do all these great things, and yet things are worse than ever. So in her head, in order to deal with that cognitive dissonance, she must decide, okay, well, something must be going wrong that he hasn't told us about. I can help him, and then things will go the right way. So she makes this video, and it makes her feel like she's using her agency to further a plan that she has depended on, even though that plan was made up from the beginning.
Because that I'm very well aware personally that we have a problem. And I wanted to present this one to you and specifically. I know that I have watched you endure attacks, accusations, raids, mockery, and attempts to destroy your name as well as your life. I know that I could be a target too. So I am...
Oh, paranoia. She thinks that she's important in all of this. This being current politics, however she personally views current politics, not from a lens of reality, clearly, but whatever she sees to be the big picture, she thinks that she's a main character in it. Interesting. So, delusions of grandeur.
Ask you, my president, that
oh God,
you protect me while I try to do my job under Jesus. Charlie Kirk did not get protection.
Oh, Chitara, thanks for 53 months, says, praise Paul. Indeed.
And I know he's gone today, and it's a very sad thing because of the ministry he performed. But mine is at the very start. I need to be enabled.
Hearing a political action group being referred to as a ministry makes me want to vomit my lungs out.
Especially in regards to our justice system, which needs renovation across America. And I would like to be involved in that.
You're hurting the wrong people, President Trump.
I am willing to stand for God, for truth, and our country.
Is she slurring? She always sounds like this on video, so I don't know. I don't know if that's indicative of anything. It's not different from her normal speech, if that is what you're asking.
And not for a system that threatens its own people, like in Egypt, the way that people were treated as slaves. And I want to know, are we slaves now? That is what our current pretrial system has become. The poor, the innocent, and those set up by criminals have no protection, no voice, and no real presumption of innocence.
So interesting seeing her and Cataspinda try to talk to Trump about, like, the cops are hurting people. Like, their conception of Donald Trump as a human being is so interesting. He's directly stated before he thinks cops should have more immunity and should beat up perps. He has explicitly said he thinks cops should be able to beat up, like, suspects. You think he gives a shit about you or anyone involved with the police? Jade Monkey, thanks for 31 months, says, hey everyone, just got home from a workout. Hope it was good. Almost on another hype train. Where's my glove with claws? It's right
Our
here.
American rights, the ones that we were raised to believe in, feel like a lie when you are on the receiving end of our current form of justice. Our daughter was set up, and this is a crisis to us as a family personally. She has been not indicted. She hasn't been convicted of anything, but she has suffered the full weight of public humiliation.
I'm very curious. Can you be more specific? What's your daughter been charged with? Give me the tea.
Restrictions and punishment before any trial. I am asking for her release, for her not to be indicted. I'm hoping that the cost, I want you to know that the cost of the pretrial delays is far more than what time is. It destroys reputations in the family, our career, mental health, and hope. Some
I think your mental health was already kind of in the garbage. So.
people wait years, even decades or more for a
What's with the chain necklace? It's part of, she has a charm on her neck that she made, I think, so it's just something she made. I don't know why chain.
trial.
Maybe she just likes the aesthetic.
This is not freedom, and this is not what I was promised as an American.
Get in line! What the fuck? It's interesting seeing certain, like, white people who aren't part of any particular minority group be like, wait a minute! I'm starting to think that American society and may have lied to me about my opportunities here. You don't say.
We're still in.
It'd be like if you just watched, like, Sixth Sense with someone, and then a week later they're like, wait a minute, Bruce Willis was a ghost! Like, yeah. Yeah, man. Glad you could catch up.
Is what happens before the trial.
Do these people not read Raisin in the fucking Sun?
Freedom of speech has gone so far that people can publicly destroy someone's name and accusations that have not been proven. This is a public hanging before a trial. And I have watched people do this. President Trump, even you have had this done to you. Defamation before a trial should be illegal.
I'm assuming articles, whatever this alleged crime is, I'm assuming has said such and such allegedly, which is it's not defamation or libel if it's in print. That's just a fact that they've been charged with something allegedly.
People are losing everything: homes, jobs, marriages, reputations, before they ever step foot in a courtroom. With the delays involved, people will die before that there is any justice. Judges are overwhelmed and many do not intervene. Innocent people.
Sounds like she's having trouble reading the statement she wrote.
People sit in jail or on an ankle monitor while their lives are dismantled by gossip, lies, and online mobs. We need relief and release of these innocent souls. We need reform that protects the accused until guilt is proven. We need accountability for those who weaponize accusations. We need speedy trials.
You have a right to a speedy trial.
Speedy trials means a lot more lawyers. We need to honor our Constitution. Our judges need to.
Famously, Donald Trump loves the Constitution and follows it all the time.
Take their oath of office and keep it. We need mercy for those who pose our harm to others. We need mercy for those who pose no harm to others, is what I mean. There are many people in jail that don't pose any harm at all.
I'm wondering if it was a drug offense at this point.
And we are paying a...
Because I would agree, like, if she's saying there's no victim, could also be some sort of traffic thing, though, that she shouldn't have been doing. I don't know.
Big price for...
Who is this lady? She is, what does she call herself? Calidecia Day or something. She thinks she's kind of a prophet.
For it. And this could relieve a lot of the financial damage to our country and its reputation, because we hold now 20% of all people in jail are in jail here, and we only have 5% of the full population of 8 billion in the world.
Yeah, maybe stop voting for Republicans? What?
World.
It's one of my least favorite genres of internet videos these days is Republicans saying very left-wing or leftist things and not understanding that their entire political ideology is antithetical to that. Weird. Hydrate, will do.
We are the most dangerous country to be in, the one that you are more likely to go to jail in. I'm asking you to help bring national attention to this crisis. Families like mine are suffering.
Just a peach with $1 says a slip. That would make me think it's a DV case or child neglect, yeah.
In silence. Well, I'm refusing to be silent. We need leadership that sees us, hears us, and fights for us. I'm telling you this because the churches and the worship centers, they don't really listen to the prayers. Oh, they'll pray over the letters and take your money. Then you have to count on God. The same goes with political end of things. How many times have you written to an office and you felt like what you asked for got answered? I don't know, There's a lot of things up in the air. I can only bow and pray to God, which I count on God to do something. But it takes people like me and you to put our money on change.
Do you think you need to give money to Donald Trump? You think he doesn't have enough?
And a new beginning that we all need, especially in the name of Jesus.
This lady's fried.
Thank you for your time, President Trump, for listening. Thank you for the prayer day on the 17th day of May. I'm hoping that this is going to be a wonderful 250-year celebration, a jubilee for all
There's nothing to celebrate, let me tell you. The American experiment has never looked more falsified than right now.
of us, that we will be set free. People will receive the money that appears to be a promise on your name. Because I know that there are so many people that have been scammed out of money in your name. I speak for you and to you, and I ask you to use the people that are offering their talent like I am. And I would like to help you internationally bring peace on earth with my Star of Jesus jewelry.
Look at how proud she is! Her jewelry's gonna bring world peace! Oh my goodness! If you are ever in a mental state where you're feeling great about yourself and you feel like you could accomplish anything and you think that your hobby or a thing that you're doing could bring world peace, you're having a manic episode. I know that can be fun, but let me tell you, doesn't work out. So probably get that checked out. I promise you're not the main character. You're not someone who's going to change the world. You're just a person. Probably chill out.
Tell about life and tell about lights, to be a light in Jesus. I want to bring people into the kingdom with the Star of Jesus and bring world peace. But that means relating to both those that are harmed as well as those that are already set free. Thank you for listening today, President Trump. I will speak to you really soon in person, I hope.
Oh, God. Oh, she's not doing well. Jesus. Wonder what the heck is going on with her daughter. Does she say in this video, maybe?
Hello, my name is Crystal Day Born in Atlanta,
Crystal? She changed her name to Crystal. Okay.
Georgia. I'm a U.S. citizen to a Southern Baptist preacher.
Oh, Southern Baptist.
And I went from the south to the north, I say.
If you ever wonder, why are there Southern Baptists and just regular Baptists? It's the exact reason that comes to mind first, I promise.
I took the Underground Railroad all the way to Ohio and became a Miss Ohio, also a Miss Tennessee. And
no, that's not a tattoo, that's a piece of her jewelry.
Titles from a lot of other beauty pageants.
She's the childlike empress. Look, look! Moonchild!
As well, I'm a local state.
Never-ending story. Best children's movie ever made. Best children's movie ever made.
National Beauty Queen. I come before you with a problem that the USA is now having. And as the Queen of the South chosen by Jesus, I need to address our people and call
yes, better than E.T.
them to repentance, to be redeemed in Jesus' holy name.
Except for the horse drowning. He gets better.
I'm going to start by telling you that silence is golden only when and only for the rich.
She's doing the Donald Trump save me. Yeah. I'm wondering if over the next couple years we're going to be seeing more and more of this as things materially continue to get worse for people in the United States. I do wonder if, like, current and former Trump supporters, some of them are going to get into this weird mode.
Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you.
They already have the golden statue to worship.
Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away from me. In dear God's name, please stop these people. They're breaking. Yes, sir.
Probably don't pray to political figures. Oh, I'll even give you a better one. Don't pray. Don't pray. No one's listening. Meditation, great alternative. You can just kind of focus on your own stuff and try and find peace in your own mind and consider things that you've been thinking about. That's pretty good. Probably don't need to do the prayer part. Rick M with 40 bits says that. I assume there's supposed to be more.
The rich who reign, ruling in the wrong that they,
Oh yeah, that guy was a sovereign citizen.
They are supporting.
Amongst other things, I would imagine.
Judgment comes on this, you know, from the God of Abraham.
By the way, this is a non sequitur. The new movie by the creator of I Saw the TV Glow looks incredible. Somehow, it seems like all of her movies feel like they were made in a lab specifically for me. And it's probably because we're both trans women. I've never felt so seen as a demographic before, thematically. Is this what white guys feel like all the time when they watch media?
Truth has fallen in the street, and justice can no longer reign on earth when the truth is kept silent. I'm saying this for our family, for our nation, and for all the generations that follow. There's a violation of our citizen rights.
What's the movie? I'll show you a trailer real quick. If I have to edit this out later, it's fine. It'll be a little cleanse, too, before we continue to move on. What is it called? Something Massacre. It's an A24 movie, right? Will pop up. Is it an A24 movie? There it is, Camp Miasma. This might, for some reason, get angry on YouTube. If so, it'll be back in a second when it's done. This is the trailer for the new movie. Looks like it's sort of a meta horror about franchise horror, specifically Friday the 13th, but also queer stuff. Queer stuff.
Out here, there are certain nights when you just get this feeling that some psycho killer is gonna chop you up into a million little pieces. Oh, I like that feeling.
I don't want to make another dumb sequel in the Camp Miasma franchise. I don't want to make a remake of a remake of a remake.
This is the shot that told me I absolutely was going to love this movie, because these are all pastiches of Friday the 13th VHS covers. I'm going to read you the titles.
Sorry. Another dumb sequel in the Camp Miasma franchise. I don't want to make a remake.
Camp Miasma, Camp Miasma Part 2, Camp Miasma 3D, Camp Miasma Part 4, The Curse of Little Death, Camp Miasma Part 5, the final chapter. This is very much following the Friday the 13th naming conventions. Camp Miasma Part 6, A New Beginning. Part 7, Psychic Warriors, which is a reference to the New Blood with the psychic girl. Camp Miasma, Little Death Takes Manhattan. And then finally, Camp Miasma Part 9, Sleigh Bells.
A remake.
Oh, and Medieval Miasma, Brandish the Spear.
A remake. I want to make something that feels fresh and new.
She's amazing. Yeah. She's clearly the same person from Miasma 1, the final girl, but she's so much more.
How did you choose to live at the abandoned sleepaway camp from the first film?
Someone's gotta be here when Little Death comes back.
Little Death isn't real.
Well, not with that attitude.
Oh yeah, you picked up on the game thing too. Yeah, the game they were playing is very much based on the Friday the 13th NES game.
If you've seen his movies, you know he always comes back.
I'm just thinking about what it's gonna feel like.
Losing your virginity?
No. Dying.
Where is it that you kids think you're going?
Whoa. Sex seems so easy for so many people, but I've never been able to get there with someone else unless I'm really far away in my head.
Can you feel it? It's rising to the surface now.
Where?
What's happening?
What is that, a VCR Gina? Have you not seen Videodrome? Definitely an homage to Videodrome.
It's happening!
Yeah.
Camp Miasma.
Anyway, I think that looks great. And the monster, the Jason analog, is called Little Death, which in French, orgasm is called the Little Death, so I'm assuming thematically that'll tie in. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Oh god, the Fox News guy. Okay, let's get into this.
So here's some breaking news. Apparently there's a clip from Fox News that's going viral right now, and it supposedly shows a retired Navy SEAL on camera wearing what appears to be a hyper-realistic mask. Check this out.
Patients may be...
I have seen... This has mostly been a conspiracy I've seen from, like, normies or liberals or online lefties as well. Guys, it's not a realistic mask if anyone needs to hear that. The lighting's weird or something. It's not a realistic mask. And believe me, I know Fox News would lie. It's not like I think they're above lying. Just why would you do that for this random fucking guy who is a real guy? Who is this guy? It's just weird.
A little short of the real objective here. The president has time on his hands. He controls the narrative, he controls the strike capabilities, and he knows that the policy he set with the blockade has had short-term and long-term effects on the regime and the people of Iran. So he's been very astute.
He's clearly Jim Carrey. He did it again.
And so I don't see it as negotiations. It really is capitulation. The president's made it very clear. You will not have a nuclear weapon. You will not have the material. Surrender that. And you will ensure that the Straits of Hormuz
Famously, America gets to decide what every other country does.
are open to free commerce.
So the story is that this character, Robert Harward, is a vice admiral and a retired Navy SEAL. He's a military guy. And he was on Fox News, and people spotted him wearing what looks like a hyper-realistic mask.
That's not. I've seen the hyper-realistic masks that like the FBI or the CIA has. I've seen that video. It's pretty interesting, but ultimately, even the hyper-realistic masks that they've shown, if you're paying attention and looking for it, they look like masks. It's the kind of thing where you might be able to, like, blend into a crowd where people aren't necessarily paying a ton of attention to you, but not really the kind of thing that where people are investigating and looking to try and see if you're wearing a mask that they wouldn't be able to tell.
And apparently this got shared on social media and it went viral. Now, I have a problem with this story because I see mainstream media outlets already reporting on this story, and they've already spun some excuses, and it seems like one of the most obvious examples of a mask being worn on camera, on the news, basically ever. And so I have to question why they're purposely showing someone wearing a hyper-realistic mask on the news and making it so
they are not. That's not what happened.
Obvious, and having the mainstream media report on it. I mean, they have the ability to control whether these stories go viral or not. So the fact that this is going quote-unquote viral has me very skeptical. And as somebody who's been talking about hyper-realistic masks here on my channel for...
Well, I already said a crazy thing, and now other people are saying crazy things, so I guess that makes me an expert on current thing. Woohoo!
For years, I'm extremely skeptical of why all this sudden they're showing off their masks in plain sight and reporting on it on the mainstream news. And I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I think is going on here in this video, so stick around, it is going to be a good one.
That'll be worthwhile.
So, first and foremost, hyper-realistic masks are a real thing. There are still a lot of people out there who roll their eyes whenever I mention that these actors on the world's...
Yes, because even in those hyper-realistic masks, if you are looking at them directly and paying attention, it is uncanny.
...stage are using hyper-realistic masks to dupe the public. The government has these masks. Hollywood has these...
Of course it's Jim Carrey.
...masks. The mainstream media has these masks. There is no law to protect the public from actors on the world stage using hyper-realistic masks to dupe them.
There's also no law that prevents aliens from using holograms to impersonate Colonel Sanders and produce their own KFC commercials. That doesn't mean it's happening.
So right now, you have the mainstream media and internet personalities like Megyn Kelly spinning all these really lame and ridiculous excuses that this wasn't a mask. No, it was just a shadow on his neck. Yeah, apparently all these internet conspiracy theorists, they're all just crazy and wrong. It's just a simple shadow on his neck.
I don't know if I'd say it's a simple shadow on his neck, but it certainly could be shadows on his neck, which would be more likely than a hyper-realistic mask.
Another excuse that they're spinning right now is that this is artifacting because of a Zoom call.
Internet sleuths have come up with the wild theory that this Fox News guest was wearing a hyper-realistic mask, straight out of Mission Impossible, after hordes of social media users noticed what they said appeared to be an unusual shadow on the bottom of his neck, leading to the wild theory that the contributor was wearing a
Also, the hyper-realistic masks I've seen, I'm not an expert on them, I've only seen a couple of YouTube videos where former CIA people are talking about them and showing them. They tend to be the kind of masks that have lower necklines. They might even have shoulders that would go under a shirt. That way this kind of thing wouldn't happen, right? Anyone who has dealt with, like, high-quality latex masks or other high-quality masks, many of them go lower and get shoulder stuff included so you don't see that obvious neckline.
hyper-realistic mask. Others online have tried to bring the situation back down to earth by offering several possible explanations. It's a shadow, or more precisely, a combination of shadows from the many lights in the studio, and his shirt collar creating a weird overlap of shades on his neck, one user wrote. While another asserted that the oddity can simply be explained by a smoothing filter that caused artifacting that they noted is common on virtual calls. Even Polymarket has gotten in on the action, allowing users to wager on the outlandish theory.
How would that even work? When is the prediction market gonna call it? What? Prediction markets are insane and they all need to be banned.
Any thoughts, Mark? I saw you shaking your head yes or nodding your head yes.
I'm so happy to be living in a world mostly governed by insider trading. Yay.
What do you make of it?
It's just bizarre. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, the first thing is I thought it was a given that it was a mask, and then you're raising, well, it could be a shadow. I'm like, oh, wait. Let's give him the presumption of innocence here. Maybe it's not a mask. And if it's not a mask, then what the hell are we doing talking about it?
Well, Viva Fry, who we love, he's a lawyer too. He's a journalist. And he said he thinks it's a shadow. He thinks if you watch this mark, which is horizontal across his throat, right exactly where a mask that you might pull over your head would end, he thinks it's mirroring his lip movements. And I can see what he means there. It is kind of mirroring his lip movements. Maybe it's his shirt causing a shadow? I don't know. Jonna, what do you think?
Well, I originally thought, before I realized that this wasn't Zoom, sometimes Zoom, when it enhances your image, can make things look really weird. But I actually think if it's a mask, this guy's onto something, Megan. Hear me out. I know this probably doesn't happen to you, but it's happened to me. How many times do you wake up in the morning one day and you're like, oh no, my Botox wore off, right? And then you have TV, right? You've got some
creepy MAGA people in their fucking Botox.
Big thing. You got a big comment. You're like, shoot. Okay, let me get the mask. Whoop, and until you can get to your Botox doctor.
Yeah, objection, unrelatable.
I love it. You can't object.
So here you have examples of the mainstream media and these mainstream media shills spinning these excuses that it's just a shadow. It's just some artifacting because it's a Zoom call. All right, so I want to make this as easy to understand as possible. They purposely showed the public watching at home that they have these hyper-realistic masks.
No, they didn't. And even if that was the case, there's already YouTube videos that show hyper-realistic masks existing. So, what would the point be? Again, the problem is motive. What would be the motive?
And they made it as obvious as possible that they are using hyper-realistic masks. And then they told the public that this is going viral online, and then they served up some super simple excuses to explain it all away. So they show the public the truth in plain sight, but then they serve up this really comfortable excuse that it's just a shadow.
But that wouldn't make sense, because again, there are hyper-realistic masks. They don't look this good. But there are hyper-realistic masks. It's just this is this guy's face.
Some artifacting because it's a Zoom call. And this gives the public a reason to believe the excuse instead of the truth that's staring them right in the face. So I don't think for a second that this was an accident. This was deliberately shown to the public, and it went viral on purpose. And this is done so they can test the public and see what their reaction is going to be. This is just some random military guy who nobody's ever heard of. So of course, people aren't going to be that...
The fact that you haven't heard of him doesn't mean no one has ever heard of him.
Outraged.
I've not heard of him. He looks vaguely familiar to me. I've probably seen him on some news program somewhere else at some point. But even if I hadn't, like, you know that you don't know what most people on the earth look like, right? You don't know most people.
And of course,
Yeah, PSYOP on the bingo card. PSYOP.
general public isn't smart enough to put two and two together that if this guy is on camera with a hyper-realistic mask, what's to stop the government from having an actor wear a hyper-realistic mask of Donald Trump and pretend to be the president on TV?
I don't think you could fake that level of crazy and stupid. I think he could try, and sometimes people tweeting for him try. But I don't know, I think he's just got a particular kind of crazy that you can't replicate.
In fact, I've been saying that they've been doing that for years. They don't just do that with Donald Trump, they did that with Joe Biden. This technology has been around for a long time, and they've been duping the public with hyper-realistic masks for a long time. So what they've done with this story is serve up some really simple and ridiculous excuses for the sheeple watching television at home to parrot whenever they hear someone mention that someone on TV is wearing a hyper-realistic mask.
But the counter to that would always be, you could say, look at this YouTube video that's been public for 5 years at minimum showing hyper-realistic masks. It wouldn't prove that this guy's wearing one, because I don't think he is. But the fact of hyper-realistic masks existing is not predicated on this incident not being true?
So now,
or being true?
If anyone ever points to any anomaly happening with anyone's face on television, they can just say, oh, that's some artifacting. Oh,
barely breathing with a 7-stream streak, thank you.
That's just a shadow.
Yep, that's usually what it is.
So they keep the public stuck in the Matrix with these excuses.
The Matrix on the bingo card. The Matrix. Speaking of which, the new Speed Racer 4K came out, and they actually changed the Wachowskis' name in the credits to their current names, which was very nice.
And they simultaneously...
The Matrix has not done that. Which sucks to watch The Matrix to the end and you're like, ooh! Dead named in your own movie. That sucks.
Get the public to disregard anyone talking about hyper-realistic masks. You know, such as guys like me. And speaking of guys like me, I have made content about hyper-realistic masks. I have done entire videos and live streams discussing the use of hyper-realistic masks. I've got content about Joe Biden being replaced by actors wearing masks. I've got content about Alex Jones being replaced by a new imposter who wears a hyper-realistic mask. I've got content about Jim Carrey recently wearing a hyper-realistic mask at that...
I'm glad that you're an eclectic kook.
French award ceremony. So if you want to learn more about hyper-realistic masks, I recommend that you click on one of these videos that's on the screen right now. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video and make sure you are subscribed. And I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.
He did another one on sports, but we'll probably save that for another time because we just watched that video from him. Oh, God! You want to see just the worst? You just want to see the worst? Say yes. Tell me yes, chat. Tell me you want me to hurt you. Tell me you want me to hurt you with a video. Say it. Say it. Say it. There we go. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Come on, man. Agenda 2030 isn't a plan for peace. It's a blueprint for control. They sold you sustainability, but hid the occult symbology. Black cube tech and Saturnalia rituals in plain sight. FEMA camps aren't empty for no reason. World War III is a chess move, not a coincidence. The Great Reset, the great eraser of free will. Food shortages, engineered, water, laced with control agents. Your kids kids, targets of psychological warfare. Family courts, designed to break down the divine masculine. The Georgia Guidestones, a eugenics manifesto in stone. NASA, smoke and mirrors for hiding the firmament.
This bee's just into every conspiracy.
Paperclip, mockingbird, high jumps. Occult ops, cloaked as intel. Birth certificate is really a banking bond.
Oh no, the bee's a sovereign citizen! Ah!
You've been traded since birth. GMO,
I'm not driving, I'm just buzzing around.
Gwen Towers, human cloning.
Twin Towers and human cloning, 9/11 out of nowhere. 9/11 out of nowhere on the bingo card. Where is that? Shit. 9/11 out of nowhere. It's on here somewhere. There it is. And what was the other one? Clones. We have clones. Clones. Where are those clones? Number 70. Dilla Spiller says, waiting for its take on colony collapse disorder. And Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat says, I forgot my safe word. Good.
Silent weapons for quiet wars. The war is spiritual, my friends, and you are the battleground. They've waged war on the soul while distracting the masses with screens and sedatives. Are you alright? I'm quite alright, because I see the grid. I see the game. And
he sees the grid!
I will not bow.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man.
They feed off your pain. Let me tell you something most people are too scared to say out loud. Your pain is profitable. Every fear, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every death, they turn it into fuel. The system feeds.
Oh, if you're audio only, please look at the screen for this joke to land.
On your emotions. And no, I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean that literally.
Phoenix.
This is an energetic grid that harvests suffering. That's why trauma is always trendy.
He's not Humpty Dumpty, he's clearly a potato. Humpty Dumpty's an egg.
That's
pop culturally.
That's why
nothing in the poem says he's an egg, but he is typically depicted as an egg.
Every show is violence. Every news story is terror. Every algorithm pushes chaos. They don't just want your attention. They want your soul wide open and leaking. Because when you're in survival mode, you're easy to control, easy to distract, easy to program. That's why they keep breaking the family. That's why they feed kids chemicals and teach adults to laugh at truth. That's why healing is so ridiculed and dysfunction is normalized. This isn't society. It's a ritual prison.
We don't live in a society, says Mr. Potato Head. Altered Undying says does the number say potato? It does. It says potato, kind of.
And most of y'all are still participating, scrolling your life away, arguing about puppets in suits while ignoring the demons in plain sight. But here's the twist. Every time you cry and don't break, every time you lose and still rise, every time you choose truth over comfort, you starve them. You cut their supply. You remind the grind that you're not food. You're a creator.
You are food. You're a potato. You're a potato.
Really, nobody knows how FaceTime really works.
I promise you, the people who work on FaceTime know how it works. They have to know how it works to fix it and maintain it and to originally program it. What are you talking about?
You see, we think we invented video calling in the 2000s, but the first FaceTime call?
The first video call was in Germany before World War II.
We know it happened in Germany in 1936.
Yep.
Then AT&T had it in 1971. So what?
It's almost like something happened in Germany shortly after 1936 that really changed the course that country was on at the time. I wonder what happened.
What are we really looking at? I'd say it's ancient tech, recycled and re-released. Just like the first electric car, Baker Electric, in 1899.
Oh, that's really stupid.
It had 100 miles of range. It's not time repeating.
I promise it did not have 100 miles of range on an late 1800s battery. No.
It's humanity repeating, rediscovering tech we already had, and then buried, then sold back to us. And no one
Bittergrin with a 435 stream streak, thank you.
finds that suspicious. Now here's the part that'll rattle cages. At the last congressional hearing, Rep. Luna asked whistleblower David Grush this question. Are you aware of any agreements made between the U.S. government and non-human intelligence? His answer? Yes. Let that sink in. Not just UFOs.
Let that sink in.
But agreements, treaties, transactions of ancient intelligence. Let that just sink in. The Eisenhower deal was real. We gave them something.
No one said that.
And they gave us technology. But the price of that tech, human beings. Traded like livestock. That's why your iPhone doesn't feel like magic. Because it is magic. Occult technology.
It's not magic.
Beyond your knowing. Drip-fed through Silicon Valley, DARPA, and deep state bloodlines.
Oh, deep state on the bingo card. Let's grab that real quick. Deep state.
And if we're still repeating the same cycle, what are they taking from us now?
Wow, that's something. That's something.
You didn't just come here to pay bills and die. You came here with a mission.
Oh, God.
You ever feel like everything's just off? Like time's moving weird? Days blur together? Celebrities drop dead on repeat? And we're all stuck in some spiritual Groundhog Day? Yeah, that's not by accident. It's all a ritual. From the moment you were born, bam! Birth certificate, hospital wristband, crying under fluorescent lights.
Oh my God, these people are blurring more and more with sovereign citizens.
You just got initiated into the system. Then school trained you to obey bells like a factory worker.
They even put you in clothes and teach you language. Oh my God, the indoctrination never ends.
9 to 5. Break, lunch, repeat, ritual. You celebrate
It's almost like people need to eat every day. How weird.
Holidays without even knowing you are celebrating Saturnalia, Lupercalia, blood harvests wrapped in candy and fireworks, ritual. You sing along to songs that loop the same demonic phrases over and over and call it a bop. Bro, even the Super Bowl halftime show is just a televised occult ceremony. You think it's football? Nah, it's about energy, your attention, your consent. And yeah, they might ban me for this, but that just proves my point.
They have not banned him for this, surprisingly enough. Chromatic Cuttlefish, thanks for 48 months at tier 2, says, not to mention teaching you to use indoor plumbing. Those bastards.
The truth don't need a budget.
Dillis Filler says, at least it shows him as he truly is in real life, a floppy wiener.
Don't need a studio. Don't need a blue check. It needs a real voice. And guess what? You're looking at one. So if you feel this, save this video, download it and send it to your friends and family. Tag your friend that has always said, "You think too much," because deep down, they feel it too. The code is cracking, and your soul is starting to remember. This ain't paranoia, it's pattern recognition, my friends.
No, it's paranoia. And pattern recognition. Just false pattern recognition. Because of the aforementioned paranoia.
Send this to one person who already knows, but can't explain.
Was the Super Bowl cult popular media is evil or predictive programming? That is popular media is evil. We'll mark that on the card real quick. There we go.
Explain it.
Jay's a proxy. Can I see your card if that's a bingo?
If this hit, follow now.
Let's take a look. Popular media is evil. Hannah mentions Blu-rays, Free Space, Tartaria, clones. That is a winner, Jay's a proxy. Let me gift you a sub real quick, because it looks like you don't currently have one. So that's our official bingo winner for today. We're still going to play for fun. But that is our official winner. Congrats, Jay's a proxy. There you go. All right. Back to where he was.
I'm always shadow banned, and I'm not stopping. We all feel it. Only some of us say it.
Any more? Does he have any more silly videos with filters? Not funny filters. They're just AI slop. Wait, he's got one more.
Stop coming at me like that, bro. It's giving me hot. You know what I mean? Stop coming at me with problems. Come with power. Come with power. If you got an issue, show up with 3 potential solutions already in your pocket. Have them in your pocket ready to go. If you're not, you've already failed.
Okay, then.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Still think you're spinning on a magic ball, do you? Let me guess. You believe you went to the moon with a tinfoil go-kart and a Nokia battery in 1969? But somehow, your iPhone can't get 5 bars in the basement?
That's a non sequitur. What do you think the relation is between those two things?
NASA, aka never a straight answer. $60 million a day to show you cartoons. Meanwhile, Earth is flatter than a line of coke on Elon Musk snorted on Joe Rogan's podcast. They tell you gravity is real, yet clouds float, balloons float, and your brain sinks.
Yes, there are forces and vectors other than gravity. Do you understand that?
Oh, and that cute NASA logo? A serpent tongue. Red swoosh, red serpent.
That's a delta.
Just like the rod of Eclippius. Snake and staff, witchcraft, baby.
Simple Country Hyper Chicken, thanks for following.
Mika Babylon, you still think this is about science? The ancients knew, the maps knew, even your gut knows. But what do they give you? A spinning ball. A Big Bang. Evolution from a pond scum.
I don't think he's come very far from the scum.
And you clap like seals. You're so smart, Bill Nye. Roosevelt actor with a bow tie, not Moses. They built the
Do these people think that Bill Nye is like an actual scientist? He's a science communicator. What?
globe model in your mind.
For children, specifically, mind you. Think he has an engineering degree? Like, he's not a scientist. He's...
But
what?
forget to erase the firmament in your spirit. Welcome to Flattered Fight Club. First rule, tell everybody. Second rule, put those rat whiskers on your face and sniff out the truth like a bloodhound with a Bible. Because once you see, you cannot unsee. This ain't about the shape of the earth, it's about the shape of the lie. And guess what? The globe is the biggest one they've ever told. Round lies for square minds.
Oh God, is there anything else? Can we be done now, or is that it?
We've all been kept in the dark of the Cesta QV Act of 1666.
Oh no, the Cesta QV! Oh God, it's the sovereign citizen stuff!
66. The Cesta QV Act Trust is an account we all inherited due to the bankruptcy of the United States in 1933.
The United States has never gone bankrupt. If anyone ever needs to hear that, if you ever hear anyone say that, the United States has never gone bankrupt. We are on a hype train. If you want to help support the channel and help us continue doing what we do here every week, consider becoming a subscriber, using subscriptions, or bits to help out the hype train.
The subsequent seizing of all of the citizens' gold, silver, and other assets as collateral, pure enslavement. This account...
Alright, that's sovereign citizen stuff, so that's for a different day. Anything else creepy? No, good. We can move on. I'm sure his other videos are also terrible, but I was mostly interested in his weird filter. Ultra Undying says, YDT with 40 bits. Stonecore Bell, thank you for gifting a sub. Much appreciated. 65% to level 1 on the hype train. Alright, let's see what's next. Oh, this is probably... Oh God, what is this gonna be? This is a conspiracy theorist talking to that guy that claims to be JFK Jr. JFK Jr., of course, has been dead since the late 90s. He died in a plane crash. But QAnon people are obsessed with him, and the fella on the right claims to be him. He's not. We'll start this as soon as I finish this bits message. Unstable Deadbeat says, one thing I don't get about flat earthers, when they bring up arguments like balloons float, even if they don't believe the explanations, do they not realize that there are explanations? Like, do they think that they're the first one to say something like that? Like it's a big gotcha that no one has ever thought of? Because they say those arguments without even acknowledging the explanations that are out there and just saying they don't believe them. Yes, typically conspiracy theorists and a lot of other people that are dealing with some level of Dunning-Kruger do this. They posit questions that they think are super deep, when in reality it's something that anyone who looked at the problem for like 3 seconds would have thought of. But they think they're brilliant, so they assume no one else is able to see questions like that, much less solve them. Tea Time Tea, thanks for gifting a sub and getting us over level 1 of the hype train.
Good afternoon, folks. We got David Quigley here. David has an incredible story to tell, and some of you may believe it and some of you may not. It really doesn't matter.
Wow, his audio sucks.
But he believes...
I hope he just has the wrong mic selected.
...that this story happened to him. He's part of the MK Ultra crowd, and he was swapped out at a very early age, and he is the real...
MK Ultra on the bingo card. Mercenary Elf with 100 bits says they all think they're really full of gotchas today. They really do. They really, really do. MK Ultra. Where was that? 21.
JFK Jr., and he was swapped out with this other guy who...
Oh, yes, Dead Celebrity is actually alive, too. Thank you. Dead Celebrity is actually alive.
You know, went on to create the George magazine, etc. It's an amazing story. David, welcome to the show. I heard your story a couple of times. It's mind-blowing to really wrap your head around all of it.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your show, and I do appreciate it if you call me John. I'm fighting for my name back. David Quigley doesn't...
Don't dead name fake JFK Jr. Unstable Deadbeat says, thanks for the answer. That was very informative. I was not sure my question was written clearly. Glad you got what I was trying to ask. Of course. Glad to answer anything, anytime, within reason. Hydrate.
Exist. My birth certificate, David Quigley, is a forgery from our Secret Service. If I file for my birth certificate to get it back from Santa Barbara, California, where it supposedly was issued, they won't give me one. I'm
pretty sure they will.
The real birth certificate is John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr.
I'm glad I addressed you by David. This way we could straighten.
It's interesting that you don't look anything like JFK Jr. You guys know what JFK Jr. looked like? In case you don't, I'll pull it up and show it side by side so you can see. So according to him, this was him 27 years ago. That's a lot of aging in 27 years. Like, don't get me wrong, of course he'd be older, but everything about his physical appearance changed? Is this a Bubba Hotep situation? Did he get Bubba Hotep'd? Did they change his entire appearance?
That out
Is this the guy that had the weird doll? One and the same.
Immediately out of the gate.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Tell us the story from the beginning. How did you get swapped out? At what age?
It's a hyper-realistic mask, clearly, of course.
I know that you say it was you sitting there by the casket when your father went by with in a salute form, and you were supposedly trained to do that by the Secret Service ad nauseum, etc. There you go.
That's
the doll! He's got the creepy doll! Not John!
I mean, if you look at the hair color.
Oh yeah, the guy on the left is the sovereign citizen flag behind him too, so that's a good bonus.
You look at the
Thanks for pointing that out, Felix.
complexion.
Minute left on the hype train, 13% to level 2.
The man you knew was Greek. He had no Kennedy blood. The John Kennedy Jr. the whole world knew had no Kennedy blood. He was
Oh, so by the time he was an adult, it was already a hoax. Okay, I see. Not true, but interesting.
a Greek. He was the son of Aristotle Onassis, the big mafia man from the big billionaire, and the son from Maria
Mimisaur, thanks for gifting another 10-tier subs. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Cullis, the famous opera singer. There's many pictures of them together. Secret Service flat out told me when I was young he was my stepbrother. I didn't believe him, but it was because it was through secret affair, basically, is why he was my stepbrother. But yeah, I was 10 years old, right around 10 years old, when they replaced me. The Secret Service did it all. It's pre-planned, first degree.
You know you're not allowed to post links? You can on Twitch. That's not like a rule. It's just how my YouTube chat functions, is links automatically get removed by YouTube. I didn't set that. You can send links as long as they're safe for work. Why some QAnon believers think JFK Jr. is still alive and about to become vice president. Yeah, with Vincent Fusca. Vincent Fusca. He was an interesting character. Yeah, the QAnon people latched on to this guy. Oh, that's a sketchy website with pop-up ads. Hold on, let me see if I can reopen that. No, that's the thing. Anyway, there was a specific guy that went to Trump rallies that they claimed was JFK Jr.
Crimes by our very own Secret Service. They unalive my loved ones, my family, and it was all to take.
I'm sorry, imagining JFK Jr. referring to the assassination of JFK as an unaliving is so funny. My poor unalived pops, that day in Dallas, America was changed forever.
Power over our government. That's the JFK files, right there. It's a secret mafia war. That's the files. They killed my father, my uncle, all my loved ones that people don't know they did. I'm an eyewitness to many of those. And yeah, I don't even like talking about it. I repeat myself so many times, but that's the JFK files. It was a mafia war. And I'd
probably, if I was in the mafia, take someone off my hit list if they were elected president of the United States, but maybe that's why I'm not the Godfather. I don't know.
Had us grow our hair long. It was pre-planned. They had him sit next to me in class. They had us both on the island, Aristotle's island, private island. And then we disappeared, both of us, out of the spotlight. We weren't on Life magazine anymore. We weren't on Time. We weren't on all these magazine covers. We were both out of the spotlight. I
He
disappeared.
was just hanging out in a closet at Grey Gardens.
Maybe the mafia thought I was dead, people hiding me out. But a few years later, he pops out, dark hair, brown eye, the new John Kennedy Jr. And they started divvying up all the Kennedy fortunes.
Interesting. And so, what do you remember? Like, how did it happen?
Oh, no skepticism. We're just going to treat this like he is absolutely JFK Jr. Brilliant. Hydrate.
Happen like in the middle of the night? They come swap you out? I mean, was there like programming and torture involved and brainwashing involved? Bring us from the beginning.
Well, yeah, it wasn't overnight, not at all. It's been going on all the way up to a few years ago. But it's planned. It's organized crime that did it. It wasn't just like overnight. Like I said, from the start, from the time they unalived my father in 1963, they killed Aristotle.
Minute left on the hype train.
I was a personal eyewitness to him in the plane crash. I was 30.
Okay, we get it. He thinks he's JFK. What else do we have? Oh.
Easy people. Hope everyone's having a good morning.
Let's check this out. This is another Tartaria tour.
It is 9 AM here in the historic city of Peterborough. Middle England, you could say. And today we are going for a walking tour of the town centre. Now, I'm not going to give you the official narrative of things. That's not what I'm interested in. That's not what I'm all about.
I'm interested in spreading misinformation on the internet. Cool, cool.
I prefer to let the buildings be our narrative. Let's take a little wander and see what the buildings can tell us about the city of Peterborough.
You could read some books about the history of your local town. I'm sure they exist. And they'd be accurate.
So just as we're wandering into the centre of town, we're seeing lots of the roofs that would have had ornamentation on top in their original concept. And also I just want to bring attention to this beige colour brick, because I've spoke a lot about the red brick, Tartarian culture brick, iron ore, but this brick is also made of iron ore. So it has the potential to store energy, hold the ions.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but a lot of the people into Tartaria think they had special bricks that could be used basically as batteries.
And this is crucial.
Usually red bricks, which is why he brought up oxidation.
When harnessing electromagnetic energy from the ether. See these tall chimney stacks. Now there is some evidence to suggest that they weren't used for releasing smoke from an open fire. Perhaps they would have had some sort of metal plate at the bottom, and the antenna would have channeled the energy down to this metal plate, what would have bounced off and in some way charged these bricks, these iron ore bricks, like I say, that has the potential to hold this electromagnetic energy.
This doesn't feel like actual facts. It feels like he's doing world building for D&D. Like, you just need a vague general idea of how things work, you know? You don't need to get too specific. You can improv that. So you need to just, like, general, there's energy, and it comes in here, and it's stored over here. The technical details are irrelevant. What matters is the narrative that comes through by espousing these ideas, and that is that something is hidden and it's all around us.
There we have, just in the background, you can see the greeny blue copper domes, which again is a great conductor of energy. And then on the top you have the, just get out of the way here before I get run over. You have there's a weathercock on top now, but when these buildings were originally built, you would have had a much larger antenna, perhaps iron, perhaps copper itself again, which are great conductors of the energy. But this bluey green roof, this copper dome, is what we find all over the old world buildings. So the architecture all around the city is fascinating, really, and we see the stone ornamentation on top. You would assume that it wouldn't be able to conduct the energy, but it's...
Just a Peach says, these would be shocking buildings. Boo.
What's underneath the stone, like a Tesla coil that would bring the energy down rather than it coming through the stone. And we see this all around Peterborough. This building just to the side of the church that we've just seen, you can see the chimney stacks have had a modern day furnace added on to give it the impression that that's what they were used for. But these stacks are from that iron ore brick that we looked at earlier, the beige bricks, that is a great conductor of electromagnetic energy. Now, without the modern day furnace, just imagine a huge antenna being in there, and you've got this energy buildings all around.
Like, does he understand that he... Like, it seems like he thinks him saying this and these buildings existing is evidence. But does he understand that just putting a filter over reality and saying, in my imagination, these bricks can hold power and they would have big antennas, these are all just claims. They're baseless claims. But he's walking around and pointing at the buildings as if the fact that the buildings exist is evidence that his narrative about what the buildings used to be is true. There's got to be a word for this. There's got to be a phrase for this, where you're pointing at something, believing it's evidence, but it's actually a non sequitur and has nothing to do with the arguments you've actually presented. Anyway.
The whole of Peterborough is pretty much like this. So we'll continue on because there's a cathedral.
No, not delusion, not just believing something that is not in line with reality. Specifically, pointing at something unrelated to the claims you are making, or only tangentially related, believing that that is evidence of unrelated claims.
As well, which I'm really looking forward to showing you.
Or claims that are related only in the slimmest way.
Again, this building just at the side of the church we were looking at. Always
Lily,
look at this
thanks
now
for following.
with fresh eyes, the archways, because it needs some sort of magnet to be able to charge this energy.
What?
Always look at this now with fresh eyes, the archways, because it needs some sort of magnet to be able to charge this energy. And these arch...
I thought you said that the energy was being taken from, like, big antennas that would suck it out of the ether. Ether doesn't exist, but these people think it does.
Archways are perfect for it. As I say, you can imagine the coil being inside the stone, because the stone itself wouldn't be able to conduct the energy. But all it would need is just a coil in each of these pillars, running down, sideways, creating the magnetism. And
what's causing the magnet to spin, though? To create electrical current with a magnet, you need the wires and stuff, but there needs to be, like, movement, either of the magnet or the wires around the magnet. Like, that's why we have things with, like, turbines that spin magnets to generate electricity.
And that would be...
usually combusting something, sometimes hydroelectric, but...
our magnet to store the energy. There's also a date written on there, 1671.
Does he think magnets are batteries? Does he think that a magnet can hold and store energy like a battery? Interesting. Altered Undying says, cleanse? Let's see.
Here are the top 8 Canadian insults ranked from "you're kind of annoying" to "meet me behind the arena, it's go time." Hosehead. This one is very low stakes. Being called a hosehead doesn't mean you're evil. It means that you are dumb in a very specific Canadian way, drinking a Slurpee at minus 30 degrees. It's mostly affectionate. The dictionary definition would be like a lovable idiot who locked the keys in the truck again. Number 7, hoser. All hosers are hoseheads, but not all hoseheads are hosers.
He may not understand the role of magnets in generating electricity. Every human being on the planet should know the role that magnets play in generating electricity. At least basically.
That's all you need to know.
It's fundamental to our entire civilization globally.
Number 6 is Keener. This is how Canada punishes ambition. You show up early? You care about your job? Fucking Keener. You don't even have to be good at anything. Just earnest. Like the kid who reminds the teacher about the homework? Keener. The guy who says, just looping back in a meeting at work? Keener. If you have ever color-coded a spreadsheet on your own time, guess what? Which brings us to Skid. Now we are in small town territory. If Keener is trying too hard, then Skid is not trying at all. Like, ever. Oh, Skid also is the only insult that is also a look. Hood up, vape in one hand, monster drink in the other, sweatpants tucked into...
All right, that's funny, but we're not even halfway through that, and we're almost done, so I want to make sure we get through everything we want to today. What else? What else? Let's do some more shorter TikTok stuff.
Well, it looks like all of us are going to have to go back to rationing. Reports have it that...
Is that an AI person? It certainly isn't synced up correctly.
So, TikTok has decided to basically give me one last strike before they terminated my account. And for no reason, because I've been a good boy, doing everything according to community guidelines. Always, whenever my page blows up, bam, I always get that every time. So just be on the lookout.
Yeah, that's because if a video blows up, more people are seeing it, so there are more people reporting it because they see it. Is that not hard? Is that hard to understand?
Reptilian serpent worshippers were in...
Reptilians on the bingo card. Reptilians.
Inside Christianity right from the very beginning. Check this out, y'all.
Reptilian serpent worshippers were operating inside the earliest Christian communities in 2nd century AD. They left
okay.
a written confession, and it still exists, and it names the ruler of this world. The evidence I'm about to present to you of 100 lectures has the potential to rewrite thousands of years of human history. It will present evidence that suggests that serpent or lizard-like aliens came to Earth thousands of years ago and played a role creating religion, humanity, and they're still among us today.
Humans didn't need aliens to invent religion. It's pretty clear that our brains are wired in a way that leads people to often supernatural explanations for things they don't have answers for.
Even now is a controversial one. The evidence is based upon extensive research of ancient myth, texts.
My research said by a non-researcher on the bingo card. My research.
Archaeological finds, science.
Did that Barnabas Nagy fellow ever just give up and go home? Remind me who that was again? Not the best with names.
And other sources. Prepare to have your beliefs challenged and your minds open. Before the church had cathedrals, before it had councils, before it had power, it had competing voices over what Christianity would become. And one of those...
Luckily, there are no competing voices in Christianity today. They're all in agreement. There's only one denomination.
Forces was the Ophites. The Ophites was reptilian serpent worshippers. It's documented, it's named, and recorded by the very church leaders who were trying to destroy them. And they were not outside looking in. They claimed to have affinity to Christianity.
The guy who said, "Let's investigate," when putting on a hat. I don't remember.
They were inside the earliest communities, shaping the conversations, influencing what survived and what got buried. Epiphanes, a Christian bishop, wrote about...
Okay.
With all this talk of the convergence of timelines and CERN, and this whole thing with Project Looking Glass, and how the powers that be were using that device to
predict... He was a Tartaria guy? Why am I not recalling? Let me search on YouTube real quick. You said his name was Barnabas? Barnabas Maggie. Oh yeah, he hadn't posted anything in so long. I don't even know if he still has a channel. Yeah, this fucking guy. Last post was 6 months ago. Looks like he's just posting his music here now. Did he give up on the conspiracy game and he's just doing music now? Looks like it. Looks like he deleted all of his Tartaria stuff, if that was the correct channel. Which is probably for the best. Yeah, that's not him. Yeah, I don't think his channel's around anymore.
That not only hands over the nuclear material, stops threatening the Straits of Hormuz, but quits exporting the Islamic Revolution.
They are putting this out on center stage. It's always been there, but they are now intentionally making it glaringly in your face obvious, conditioning the masses for what is coming, conditioning everybody to think that this is normal, to get used to the idea, because it is all a part of the coming narrative, of the coming deception.
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at...
Oh my god, they're so obsessed with this new Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day, coming out. Hydrate.
Today is... Today's...
It's about aliens. It's about people finding out about aliens.
Highlights and backstage coverage we're seeing for the very first time. Sari.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison.
Oh no, I remember this. I think she was having a stroke. I remember this clip. This is not someone being taken over by aliens. I believe this woman was having a stroke on camera, and they were able to get her help.
But let's go ahead, Terrace.
I believe she's okay, but I remember this clip from back in the day.
In those for the bet, they have the pet.
Including Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Ohio, and Wyoming to join Florida's suit. The states claiming the exorcist saw unto Stracho and play Bringritz by health it.
That could also be someone else having a stroke. I don't know. See, now I'm misspeaking. I don't know specifically for her.
Mark McAllister, Global News. Now, Defense Minister McLeod did confirm today that more than 54 18 fighter jets are spending about as much as 20 and ready to assist the 100 deployed over the amount needed. Now, it did.
Some people
Has she never had trouble talking before?
believe that
Like, I'm not even talking about, like, aphasia, like the first two people seem to be having. The guy that she showed third just seemed like he was stumbling over his words. Sometimes when you talk for a living, you kind of stumble over a word and it causes you to pause a second to try and fix it, but then that screws up the pace of what you're doing, and then you kind of talk weird for a little bit until you kind of catch up with yourself. It's not odd.
you are an alien.
The first clip was not a stroke, but a complex migraine. Thank you.
I
knew it was something that caused aphasia.
You are. Now you are uncovered.
The algorithm, thanks for following.
White people I'm an alien, but nobody believes me.
All of this is conditioning the world for what is coming. Because there will be a day in the very near future where the veil is removed, where the masks will come off, where the true nature is revealed, and the world will see into the demonic kingdom. They will see demonic entities. And because Satan wants
someday soon, everything will be revealed, and everything I've told everyone about for years that they've mocked me for, well, they just will see who was right all along. I told them so. This is a very healthy way to live life, by the way.
The world willingly to merge with that kingdom, with the demonic kingdom, he has to start conditioning the world to accept them. And y'all, this is...
Yeah, aliens are demons on the bingo card. She's definitely implying, and I think she does believe that aliens are demons.
Literally what we are watching in real time. We are watching the demonic kingdom condition the masses to accept them for when they step out masquerading as angels of light. And because the world has no solid foundation in Christ, no solid foundation in the truth, if you don't know...
I think ancient people blamed strokes and seizures on demons and spirits? I don't have to think they did, according to historical record, often, yeah.
The truth you cannot...
People, when they have no other explanation for things, often go to a supernatural place, or at the very least, a place that isn't centered in logic. It's more centered in desperation for an explanation.
Discern the lie. This world will be handed over to the delusion. They will believe the lie. They will believe that these entities are enlightened, that they are here to help us. They possibly seeded us, taking Yahweh out of the picture. They are here to help possibly change timelines, here to save us, usher in a new world, a new age, an age of prosperity, of peace and safety. A world where everybody lives in harmony. And because the world is believing the lie and they are trusting these entities, these demonic entities that are masquerading as angels of light, the world will willingly...
Oh man, I'm just realizing if a species did make first contact, religious extremists from all sorts of different religions are going to try and murder them. That sucks. What a bummer.
Line up and receive their mark. And they will walk off a cliff. They will receive their mark because in order to participate in this new world, the world where these bad guys, the globalists, have all been taken down and evil has been conquered, you have to receive their mark. And because the world trusts them...
Mark of the Beast on the bingo card. Mark of the Beast. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Don't go, Kathy, don't go.
They will willingly line up and get it.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me. I appreciate you, and I always have fun doing tinfoil with you guys. Sorry that this week we had to do it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I worked yesterday. I'm going to be working tomorrow as well. I'll try to stream, but I am getting up early, so it depends on how I'm feeling and how work goes. But I will definitely, no matter what, be back on Friday. I'll be here later in the day on Saturday, I think, or maybe earlier in the day. I have a party to go to, so whenever time that isn't, I'll stream on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll be streaming as well. So, let's see who we're gonna raid. Cirrus.
It says, yeah, you know what city had...
All right, have a great night, everyone. See you soon, and, be cool. Be cool. Bye-bye.